So, first off, just making sure I can be heard, I sound fine. First off, also gotta mute myself so I don't reverberate through the stream. Just as a base introduction, everyone who's here so far, thanks for showing up, and welcome to the race of LPsoldier0303 and YossyHop. Sound good? Awesome. This is a long-awaited grudge match. No. But for the most part, whenever both the runners are ready, but again, anyone who just randomly pops in, this is a show match to hype everyone up before the great big RE7 tournament. The ultimate display of console and PC runners fighting it out, duking it out to see who is the best. Looks like we have the stream up and going. Everyone is all there. Yossy's ready. LP's ready. And the race will start in 10 seconds. Ooh. I am excited. I don't know about you guys, but this is going to be a very good race. I can feel it in my bones. And the race has started. Now, as anyone who has ever run this game knows, this is probably the slowest start for a speed game, and the fact that we get to sit around for 2.5 minutes. So, I'm like, let's just talk about our day. No, but this is literally every runner's nightmare for a speed run, because before you get to have any fun doing any action, doing any cool out of bounds, glitching, manipulating RNG, we get to watch Mia, our best girl, talk to us about, hey baby, doing a babysitting job, yada yada. So for the most part, nice easy start, just gonna chill out.
I miss you so much. I'm sending tons of kisses.
And just
bye, baby.
Relax. As the game goes on, it does become a bit more... Wait, I have someone going. Whoopsie. Should probably mute one of the runner streams. Yeah.
You were right.
That is true though. Mia is probably one of the most integral parts of the game. I'm not gonna lie, everyone says they hate this part, but ZGL probably enjoys every time he has to reset and listen to this 2-minute dialogue. Cause God. Mia is best girl, hands down. Better than Giant Face Evie. Better than Lucas. Lucas is not best girl. So for the most part,
hello?
Driving down West Virginia, looking for our waifu.
You alright? You just disappeared.
And again, still the same opening cutscene.
I'm good. I'm good.
And yes, it is unskippable, which is
she's not dead. She's alive.
Awesome game design.
They found her? How? What happened?
I don't know. Look,
if Capcom,
I don't know how,
or Konami,
but she's back. She's back.
Or whoever makes games,
maybe it's a prank.
Always make the intro cutscene skippable.
Where is she?
We would love you
Dulvey.
dearly for it.
Dulvey, Louisiana.
Dude, it's been 3 years.
I know, but
But no,
what if it
once we
isn't?
get out of the car, then
Have to
the
find
players
out
will
why.
actually get control of the character of Ethan. Ethan looking for his waifu, Mia, and, you know, like every good husbando, we will go searching through far and wide, even in the creepy, creepy swamps of Louisiana. For the most part, there aren't too many tricks, not until we get to the guest house. Guest house is where the very first, I'd say, not glitch, maybe it's a bug, I don't know. First big thing that happens in the run. In this walking section, you can do a bit of a speed boost. It's a very inconsistent, but you can get a minor speed boost on one of these turns. But it's more or less just avoid the shrubberies, don't get hit by a branch, and just go. And accept her gift, which is always important. Always accept the gift. As we're walking through, you'll find, oh, Jack, our favorite big boy. We will see Jack a lot of times. He is literally like 3 out of 4 bosses. 3 out of 5 bosses in the game. So we're gonna see Jack a lot. So LP just about to reach into the guest house. So the first major trick in every RE7 run that isn't no guest house is once you reach the very first autosave spot, the runners will actually pause the game, reset, and then it will cause the character to reset the movement speed. So in this part, normally they have a very slow movement speed, just because they want to make it more cinematic and scary and spooky and ooh, this is a creepy house. But because we're speedrunners, we reset, we go faster, and then we get to the end quicker. Looking like... oof. Oh, and a big thing, I don't know if I mentioned this. They are both running on console. Console is slightly slower than PC. The biggest difference is the load time. So on a PC, which is what I'm used to, the load time's like super fast. So for the most part though, load times don't matter. When we're doing like competitive, like just timing yourself. But as you can see, the character is moving quite a bit faster, reaching down the fireplace to unlock the secret door, and going to the creepy basement, where everyone loves to go. From here, it's more or less kind of just follow the path, wait around. Not too much in movement tech. The next big thing for movement, or for positioning at least, is the upcoming Mia fight. The Mia fight will have... actually no, it's before that. No, wait, yes, no, yes. It's... it's the... actually this little water part. So what you'll see the runners do is they will, after they make this turn, look towards the wall. What this is going to do, if you've actually played this game, when you normally go through here, there's going to be an enemy that spawns up and gives you the big jump scare. But by looking at a wall, the enemy will not bother you. If you don't look at the scary thing, it can't hurt you. That's rule number 1. If you don't look at it, it's not there. So LP gets through it perfectly. Yossy doing it nice. Grabbing the bolt cutters and freeing Mia from her jail cell.
Yeah.
Being trapped there for a couple of years, and for the most part, pretty easy. Already won the game. Main game, just get Mia, you got Mia, GG.
It's me. It's Ethan.
But no, for the most part, once you free Mia, it gets into a very slow
You shouldn't be here.
wait.
You
The game has a lot of waiting in it,
No, I
unfortunately.
wouldn't.
Mostly at the beginning. After the first 5-10 minutes, the game really picks up the pace. It gets a lot more actiony, a lot more menu heavy.
This is you. What the hell's going on?
Daddy's
But
coming.
for now, we
need
just
to
gotta
go.
wait for Mia to
We need to go now!
waddle her way. Really slowly. Really slowly. Oh, Mia, you have dialogue. Sick. Just
You gonna tell me what's
good
going
children.
on? Baby, you've been gone 3 years.
One key thing that's different about RE7 compared to all other RE games, if you guys aren't familiar, is this is one of the few, I think one of the few, if not the only RE game, where you have a real-time menu. So in most RE games, or if you've played the most recent RE2 remake, when you go into the pause menu, it actually pauses the game. So events like character dialogue and whatnot gets paused.
Not now.
While in RE7, they've made the absolutely ingenious decision, and I'm saying this not sarcastically, but they made an awesome decision to have it be, hey, when you pause the game, everything just keeps going. So this allows for movement, and like if you're going down an elevator or something, you get to look through the item menu, you get to do positioning of proper items, and yada yada. Great decision, very fun part of the speedrun. And also it's a very important part, because later on in the game,
That wasn't
as you've already
me.
seen probably,
I did.
you had to discard an item. Later on, that's a key factor of this
I'm telling
speedrun.
you everything that I
Which
know.
order you discard items, and making sure you discard the proper
We have
items
to go this way.
makes a big difference in the time at the end of the game. I see Yossy going for the 720 bolt cutter spin. Very good luck. That's a high amount of RNG manipulation right there.
Family used to bring me food through here. I remember.
Very important. But yeah, slow part of the run. But again, first 10 minutes, nice and easy, likes to lure you in, and then cracks right into like 120 miles per hour. Non-stop octane action.
There.
Now for this next
It's
part,
there.
it's kind of the same concept as, you know, if you don't look at something, it's not going to be there. So you'll see these runners go into the little side room over here and look at a wall. Looking at a wall means you're not looking at Mia. And not looking at Mia means Mia's not going to be here anymore in about like 10 seconds.
It's gone. It's gone.
Unfortunately, you have to wait for the dialogue. But yeah, looking at this wall, more or less is like the threshold limit for the AI to say, hey, you've looked around far enough, we're now going to spawn Mia disappear. And she disappeared. Once she disappears, oh, a new door. Go up the stairway, and we start looking for Mia again. We literally lost her for like 5 or 10 years. Find her, lose her in 2 minutes. Terrible husbands. Whatever. Again, once you go into the bathroom, there's a quick little trigger there. Go right back down the stairway, and oh look, there is our beautiful wife. Climbing up and coming to say hi. Little, worse for the wear, but she got strong. But yeah. As you'll find out, Mia is, oh no, not as good as you thought. She's kind of trying to kill you. For the most part, all this is just an automated cutscene. You can resist, you don't have to resist, it doesn't really matter. No matter what, you're going to be thrown through this into the hole. The biggest thing, this is like one of the hardest tricks to get down, and that is the positioning once Mia has put herself to sleep. Once Mia has fallen down and put herself to sleep, as I like to say, you have to position yourself in a very awkward position. It's like one of the harder things to get down when you're learning the
I can feel her
speedrun.
clawing her way back inside of me.
But
Get out!
once you look in a proper position, it causes the
Alone.
character to revive quicker.
I deserve this.
Usually, I think it takes about 10 or 15 seconds if you, probably less than that, if you position it correctly.
Are you, Mia?
Casually, you can actually like walk over her a couple times and she won't like wake up. So getting this really good positioning saves a lot of time. You kind of just want to inch forward very little. LP got a very nice time on that. Yossy, pretty good too, yes. I think that was about the same time. She'll throw you through the wall, and here you're just gonna swing a few times, knock her out. And she goes down. A key thing is, you do not want to block on that second time she grabs you, like after she grabs you. You just want to let her let go, hit her, boom. Go to the phone, and again, another weird positioning thing. If you position yourself like right around the corner of the phone thing, it causes it to trigger much quicker. very odd things in the game.
Really shouldn't have come
Like in a
back.
lot of games, there's positioning stuff, but these ones are like
What the fuck is
so
going on?
fine. It's
My
weird.
name's Zoe. There should be a way out through the attic.
But actually, Yossy got that one very quickly.
Go there.
Very good positioning of that.
Now.
Here is going to be the second main reset. Again, once the game has autosave, they will retry, reload, and this gives them a higher speed, a higher base movement speed. Also, if you didn't notice, Mia's disappeared again for like the third time in like 5 minutes. I don't know. So from here, going around the mansion, well, I shouldn't say mansion, the guest house, gonna get a few items, and then go to the attic after another long Mia cutscene. More or less, this is like the one part of the run everyone hates so much that they literally made a no guest house category. Because literally 90% of the dialogue that you can't skip in the game is in this one part. And we're gonna get another cutscene right here for LP. But after this cutscene, they will go to the attic and do the first boss fight, quote unquote.
It's okay, it's me.
Where it's just you're fighting me
It
again.
hurt me.
This is probably, hands down, the most inconsistent part of the run. Outside of maybe like your first encounter with Jack. The trick that they're going to go for, which I don't know if they can do. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember if they can do it on console, PC runner mostly here, but the goal is to get a one-shot Mia. I know on PC, the one-shot Mia requires you to have a rather high frame rate, but the goal is to flip into Mia and use a power shot, or power sweep, with your axe. That will cause the hitbox of the axe to hit Mia multiple times. Hitting Mia multiple times means she'll take all of that damage, like, at once, and hopefully she'll die. More or less, it's very easy to consistently get like 2 or 3 hits on her, but the one shot is the dream. One shot is the fastest, and that's what every MLG Top Gun runner does. So let's see if LP can get it. And again, this is also one that has a lot, like, it's been so heavily practiced by everyone. Everyone has slightly different techniques. Some people look at a slightly different board, or they make sure they have their axe lined up with a tile. So, Mia's drop down, and 1, 2, 3 shots. Still, very good. 3-shot Mia, very fast. Yossy now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slightly slower, 1 extra swing, but still, good pace. In general, this is probably one of the hardest tricks, and it's also one of the reasons Guest House is so frustrating. Literally missing the 2 or 3 shot on Mia causes you to lose so much time, and it's probably every runner's most reset-heavy part of the game. From here, we meet Jack, who welcomes us to the family. Gives us a nice feast, gives us nice home cooking. Lovely, lovely guy. We will see Jack for 90% of the rest of the game. Not really, though, but... But again, this is probably one of the last heavy cutscene moments of the game. You get to watch around, like, watch the Baker family, get to meet them, see Lucas, see Margaret, see Jack, see Evie. And for the most part, gives you a nice finger break, you know, lets your hands rest after all that heavy input.
Come on. Don't you die on us now?
Yes.
You have work to do.
Everyone needs to pray to the Jack, the god of the Baker family, for good RNG. Because up next is also probably the second heaviest part of the resets in the run. Because the Jack hallway is a nightmare, to put it lightly. For the most part, Jack sometimes has good AI, and sometimes he has absolutely terrible AI. Sometimes he will grab you, sometimes he'll leave you alone. So,
What the hell?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's time for
hopefully
supper.
for both these runners,
Who are all you
Jack
people?
is
Where's
in a good
Mia?
mood.
Eat it. It's good.
Some bitch wasn't no good if it hit him.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention, now that I'm noticing it on the screen, there's two different versions of the game. There is the regular release of the game, and then the 0D release. Both these runners are using the 0D release, which means there is no... I mean, there is minor blood, but there's no, like, limbs being cut off, there's no excessive gore, just minor. Very minor. The big reason everyone runs on 0D, well, I should say almost everyone, I don't, because I'm a cool kid. They run on 0D is because it saves a fair bit of time. I can't remember exactly how much, but it's enough time to where everyone does it. For the most part, during this race, if you ever do have one player doing 0D, one person doing base game, or the regular game, they will have 20-25 seconds added on to their time, just to make sure it's fair. Because not everyone wants to spend X amount of money just to save a couple seconds. So once the bakers have left the room, it is up to you as a player to rock. Rock as hard as you can. Fall down the chair and be free. Here is the Jack hallway. Coming down here to get the key, and oh, there's Jack. Once you grab the key, you want to interact with the door back here because it causes a trigger. It's one of the triggers to get the room open.
Just slip out before dinner was done?
LP did get hit there, so more or less that's probably as good as you can get. I mean, Jack, ooh, nice. Yossy getting a good dodge. So a little bit faster for Yossy, not getting hit at all. Though the nice thing is they are playing on easy. Easy, your health regenerates, and you don't slow down until you get into about critical, I believe. So, for the most part, taking minor damage here isn't too big of a deal. The bigger thing is you lose a few seconds from getting hit. The worst thing would be if you got grabbed and thrown across the room. So thankfully, neither of our runners suffered that. Going strong right now. From here, open the door, answer a call. Again, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of triggers in the game just require you to reach X point, open X door. Once you reach that point, cutscene activates.
You did good, Ethan.
From here, they'll do a massive inventory grab, grabbing things such as the Infinite Magnum, or the, I should say, the Albert, or the Wesker, gun. Infinite ammo, running shoes, all sorts of good items. Because New Game Plus. New Game Plus means the runners are allowed to use all the items they have unlocked through however many playthroughs of the game they've done. And as you see, the runners will go through the kitchen. This is another event trigger. You hit the door just at a precise angle, and it causes our good old buddy old pal, police officer, to spawn.
I mean, is this
He will give you a bloody knife,
Me? No. No.
the best weapon in the game.
all right? Now we got several
Not really,
calls
though.
about some missing persons.
Best weapon if you're doing knife only. Very useful. But
Calm down.
for the most part,
You're not listening
he'll give
to
you the
me.
knife,
There are
it'll
crazy
unlock
people in
the
this house
next
trying to
area,
fucking
and
kill
this
me.
will be our first
All right, let me tell you.
boss
man,
fight.
You don't exactly seem
And our
to be
first
playing
Jack fight.
deck yourself, all right?
Are you kidding me?
Look, like I said, we've had several missing persons calls, and I can't.
The Jack
rule
fight,
out that an outsider
there's
like
two
yourself
consistent
may not
ways
be
of doing it.
Alright. I'll tell you whatever you want.
One is by using the buzzsaw, which is a New Game Plus weapon, which does a very high amount of DPS, or
You gotta
damage per
give me your
second.
gun.
Another one is just to use predominantly the Magnum.
Look.
More or less, you shoot Jack a couple times in the head, you trick him into going into the car,
And you want to see my
once he's
name
in the
your
car,
obituaries?
you use the buzzsaw to get
You
some
wanna be a hero and
damage,
Save my life.
or you go to the other side and shoot him. End result is Jack will crash, and we go to the next
A
area.
fucking pocket knife?
Here, take it.
So here is our bloody knife.
Now go, garage, now.
What am I gonna do with a knife?
And one last cutscene before the fight. Looking like LP already had the buzzsaw
Hey,
out.
we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Now first you need to
It's
tell
best
me
to
what you're doing out here alone in the middle of the
probably
night.
is best, but I personally
What
prefer
about
to
you?
do the
It's my
buzzsaw,
job.
maybe get a
Do your
few
job
shots
and tell
in,
me. Answer my question.
and then try to lure him to the car.
Hey, put that door open.
So,
Put that door
buzz, buzz, buzz. Picking up the police officer's weapon, and then as Jack's coming at you, shoot him a few times, he will get the great idea to go into the car, makes it a convertible, and it looks like both are going for the gun-only method of killing Jack. LP missed it round, but looks like he got the kill nonetheless. Just had to use the buzzsaw there, clean it up. And our first big item drop. So all the unnecessary items that you might have picked up in your box or whatever, you put down here. And you'll also position your items so that you have much quicker and easier item management. Like, because as soon as you pick up an item, you more or less are going to be using it within like not even 5 minutes, like 2 minutes of picking it up. So yeah, even missing like 1 or 2 shots gave Yoshi a nice boost in this race. More or less, both runners are neck and neck, very good times on both. And as a thing, normally Jack would have no face here, but we can have only a little blood. From here, one more trick, which is getting the ox statue and getting the door open. And we will go into the main section of the mansion. From here, our main task is getting the keys to unlock the mansion. Ooh, just had a brain fart there. But yeah. So getting the bowl will open the main section of the mansion. We'll do the clock pieces and the eagle statue in a sec. But the main thing is we are getting the 3 pieces of Cerberus, which will be used to open the door to go outside. There's Evie chilling like a villain. And we're going to the 2nd floor. From here, we will find Jack, even though, crazily enough, he somehow got shot in the face by us a couple times, burned in a car accident, and shot himself in the face. We go to the bathroom, drain this nasty water, and we try to leave, but we'll find, oh wait, Jack isn't dead. It's almost as if he's a recurring villain.
Shit beats the hell out of dying.
But so far we have 2 out of 3 pieces. The players will shoot Jack to stumble him, run right past him, and drop downstairs. This is the other part of Jack RNG that's really bad, because Jack kinda follows you, and kinda doesn't. So very often you'll see players like shoot on the ground or shoot at walls, and just try to get Jack to aggro them. Like Jack will notice them and go, oh hey, you're coming down this hallway. I should probably follow. So this is just a way to try to get Jack to come after you. One nice little shot to stagger him. If you don't stagger him or slow him down, he'll get too close and he won't be able to do the shadow puzzle. Shadow puzzles, very easy, kind of quick to do. Actually a really easy trick to learn in the run, because more or less you just figure out the direction you need to go, get it within like 2 seconds. Boom. The next bit is probably everyone's favorite trick in the game, which is the out of bounds glitch. And oh, Yoshi is not going for the out of bounds. Interesting. But so LP is doing the out of bounds. The point of this is there's a certain area in the game, in between 2 or 3 of the bars of the railing. If you get Jack to grab you, he will actually throw you and yeet you out of bounds. Now, for the PC version of this, it's very important for you to... Oh, she killed Jack? Ooh, I missed that. Yeah, that's a massive it actually causes a lot of routing issues. Because usually when you're routing, you kind of go through the level backwards if you're able to get out of bounds with Jack, but killing him is rather unfortunate. Because as you can see, LP already picked up the red key card, but by killing Jack, she wasn't able to go out of bounds, and so she had to do a different thing. A little slower, a little harder, but for the most part, doing okay. This is reaching up to the last doghead puzzle, which will, well, not puzzle, but piece, which will allow our two runners to reach the next section of the game, which is the outdoors. But before all that, we get to see our good old buddy old pal, Jack. Jack. This is probably the quickest Jack fight. A few shots to the head, a couple little with the buzzsaw, you know, and he goes down pretty quickly. But this is just Jack 2. Hit him a bit, he breaks open the chainsaw section where he has a double chainsaw, he gets one chainsaw, Yoshi makes a really good time. Unfortunately, we have to wait for Jack to die to actually use the chainsaw for its key item purpose. So once she has died and blown up and whatnot... Oh, she actually forgot to pick it up. Ooh. That's a little time loss. But in the new game, variant of the game, you would use the chainsaw in the fight, but buzzsaw does more damage, and so that's why we use it in this part. Once the runners are through, they will go back to the first floor, use all 3 dog heads to unlock the door and go to Lucas's little camper. From there, we will go to Margaret's Insectorium. Is that the best way to call it? I don't know. But yeah, quick detour to grab the Scorpion Key, and then off to the outside. Even though Yoshi has had a minor hiccup here or there, she is still making an amazing amount of time here. And the fact that both these runners have a time of roughly 1 hour 30 minutes. No matter what, this race was going to be close. Blaming the dog? Wow. I mean, for the most part, that's true. For every runner, it's never their fault. It's always something else. So... Puppy %, yes.
You made it. You're the first I've ever seen make it this far.
So, one more phone call before we go see Margaret.
Now listen carefully.
Margarita, whatever her name is.
My family and our bodies are contaminated. I can't leave the property unless I get it out. And the same goes for Mia.
Is there a way to get it out?
We need the serum. It should clear whatever this stuff is out of the body. As long as you're not too far gone.
Yeah.
Alright, so where is it?
I knew what one was.
Keynote for anybody who wants to get world record time. Make sure you have your puppy out of the
old house somewhere.
or get all your trash bags put away properly.
And we can get out of here?
Right.
Because,
And so can I.
oof,
The old
animals.
house is near the water.
Love 'em.
Can't miss it.
Alright.
But yes, once we get this phone call answered,
My mother.
everyone will skedaddle over to Margaret.
I'll be looking for you.
From there, we will get probably to one of the other cool tricks in the game, which is despawning and a bit of manipulation stuff. I mean, we have to do some other key item pickups first. And we get to see Mia. But this is also more or less like a really highly choreographed part of the game. Resetting. But more or less you shoot the big nest because the second time you come through here, you have it damaged enough where you shoot it once and it breaks. I believe in console they actually just flat out destroyed it. You can destroy it, you can damage it. First time you open the door, Margaret will be there, covering it with spiders. You will use the buzzsaw to clear off the door, and then open it, because this is the fastest route. Another way you could do it, much slower though, like if you don't want to deal with the spiders, is to open the other door, and then just go through this door. But in New Game Plus, we have the buzzsaw, very quick and easy to kill all the spideys. And then we have a shadow puzzle. Getting through here, we will crawl through. Like, if you guys are afraid of insects, this is the best time to close your eyes because, oof, there is a lot of creepy crawlies.
Jesus, fuck!
But once they're here, quickly going to go and grab the little spinny handle. I totally know the name of all the items in the game, trust me, it's the spinny handle thing. Which will lower the bridge and allow them to get the crow key. Once they get the crow key, they will come back and get to see Margaret a couple times along the way here. You know, I gotta say, so far this race is looking amazing right now. I was really scared that we were jinxing it with the whole having to reset like 5 times before guest house, but going good. But here, just looking down, trying to avoid Marguerite noticing us, using the spinny wheelie handle thingy to get the crow key, run right through Margaret one more time, and then kind of a semi-mid-boss fight with Margaret. Not really, kind of, But when you try to use the crow key, Margaret will go, hey, I kind of don't want you in here, so we're gonna yeet you through the floor. From here, there is a very specific amount of times they will shoot her. I believe it's... I know I'm gonna get this wrong because I haven't run the game in months. But they're gonna shoot her a few times with the G17 and then once or twice with the Albert. It's a precise number which causes her to just immediately die. Well, not die, but go away temporarily. So yeah, like once with the Albert, 3 times with the G17. Or 4. But if you notice how they're firing the G17, you'll actually notice that they're aiming down the sights, like they're toggling between hip fire and toggling down the sights. Doing this allows them to more or less semi-automatically fire the weapon, and just increases the fire rate by a fair amount. From here, they will get the first piece of a serum to cure
bugs. Wish you
the disease of mold toxin thing.
I haven't found any, but I did find.
Oh yeah, because there's like a whole story here. I always forget that.
D-series head and an arm.
But yeah, you're getting the weird monkey body part things and whatever.
You do?
Trying to save Mia somehow. I don't know.
The whole house?
No, not yet.
But once they get this call, they're going to go back out the door and do a very cool trick where they despawn a portion of the floor that you were just in. Because if you look down, you'll see like a bunch of creepy crawlies. They look up to the ceiling, it causes the wooden boards to despawn, and then from here, they try to angle a drop, which causes Margaret to spawn.
That's special.
If you do miss this drop, it is such a massive time loss. Both runners hitting this is awesome. It's a very hard trick to get down, but once you, like the first time you hit it, you'll hit it every single time. It's a very fun trick, very cool. From here, they climb up, and it'll go into Mia, I keep saying Mia, Margaret, our first Margaret fight, first and only. And in this one, it's also a very heavily scripted fight. Or like how the runners will... Because you will initiate the fight, shoot her a few times, try to get as much damage as you can while she's stuck in the window, but you'll immediately run back down the stairs. Doing this is going to manipulate Margaret's AI to spawn in that little cavern down there. And from here, you should do enough damage, leaping back, nice. From here you will just keep hitting her until she dies. Yoshi getting a absolute perfect kill there. LP a little slower, but ooh. One of the hardest tricks is the second phase of the Margaret fight, or like trying to get her stuck in that little corner. Because if you're able to constantly hit her with the buzzsaw, it makes the fight so much faster. If you're not able to trap her there, then she'll lunge at you, she'll like to block, she can do some damage. It's a whole annoying thing. So nailing that was perfect. From here they will drop back down the hole, go back to Margaret's little mansion thing, and go back and get the next piece of the antidote. Getting the monkey palm thing. For here, this is kind of like the big part of the game where they're like, oh yeah, this is a horror game, so we're gonna like throw in kind of creepy girl laughing, random stuff dropping, you know, good old horror stuff. But more or less, it's the safest part of the run. Oh my god, that was a scary call. But again, this is also one of the few areas in the game where, ooh, shooting the ball, too scary. This is also another area in the game where they will retry reload, just to reset their base movement. Because again, since it's supposed to be a scary part of the game where like, oh my gosh, there's children toys, the most terrifying thing in the world. The game wants you to go slow and be scared. So by reloading, it will reset your speed. Or maybe that's only in PC. Maybe. Or maybe not. Okay. Maybe that's... Is that PC exclusive? I know a lot more people in here are a lot more knowledgeable about that. But in the PC variant of the game, you will reload there. I like how I said that and they absolutely didn't do it, and I'm like... Oof. But yeah, once they get the monkey palm thing, they're gonna go back outside. Another cool trick, they won't actually go into the trailer, because you're supposed to go in the trailer to answer a phone call. But by hitting just the edge of the trailer, you should cause an event to trigger. That event will allow you to go back into the house and do all sorts of other fun stuff. So as you'll see coming up, just going to touch the very corner, pop, and the lights turn on. From here, going back upstairs to get the remaining key items in the game before going to Lucas's section. Now you don't actually fight Lucas in the main game, but that's more or less you go into like a Jigsaw themed crazy thing. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little confused because I run PC, so I probably should have watched a console run before this, just to see what they have to do, because I'm a little lost. But it's fine. More or less, just running through here, getting all the stuff. Yoshi actually walking past the crawler. So did LP. A lot of people like to kill it because it is an annoying boy who likes to jump at you. But yeah, just picking up an item. And this is also one of the big sections that cause 0D to be faster. In the normal or in the American version of the game, the nonsense, you would actually have to do this gross scene where you shove your arm down a body and it's gross. Grab the key, but with 0D, it's just chilling there. You grab it, and you go upstairs. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, you do this in the PC version. Oh my god. So note for everyone, if you ever want to commentate over a game, maybe you should have speedrun it within the last 8 months and actually practiced, so you don't look like me. But yeah, now they're up in Evie's room, opening a secret trap door. From here the ladder will drop, they'll do, I believe, the last shadow puzzle of the run, and probably the most frustrating shadow puzzle. Out of all the shadow puzzles, this one is dumb. This one, it doesn't line up 100% with the picture. So as you learn to run the game, you're going to learn to angle it just slightly to the left. Really weird, really dumb, never gonna fix it, whatever. But as you can see, our pro MLG runners getting it perfectly. Nice. From here, whenever you do the out of bounds, normally you go down and just clip through and get your red key card. But since at least LP already did, what you have to do is you go down here regularly like Yoshi's doing, and then you pick up the red key card. So since Yoshi missed the out of bounds glitch, she's gonna have to go down here, pick up the key card, and then go all the way back around up to the first floor of the match. LP though, since he already did the skip, he only has to activate the clock. Once the clock is activated, then he can go straight to Lucas's madhouse. And yeah, since Yoshi did miss the out of bounds, it more or less the time save doesn't or the time lost doesn't become apparent until the second. But overall, like, even though that's probably the biggest chunk of time she has lost, she's done everything else near perfectly. So this is still an exceptionally close race. Like, I'd say maybe 15 second difference. But again, this is another nice little resting section. Yes, she is a beast. Missing out of bounds and still barely 15 seconds behind. But again, nice little cutscene section. The runner's gonna like take a break, drink some Sprite, you know, pet their dogs, make sure they're not eating or throwing the trash can around the room. You're all good with the dog, right, Yoshi?
You know what Zoe wants to do with this?
But yeah. Yeah, so far the run is going exceptionally well. Both runners doing awesome, missing very few, if not anything.
That ain't special.
Also, if you're squeamish, I probably should have given a warning. Don't look at the screen, because Lucas is gross.
You see, Ethan?
But,
Everybody wants to
from here,
back the clock.
it's supposed to be kind of a Saw, like, lots of traps, lots of tricks you gotta know about.
Wants to go back to how things were. There's a stupid bitch.
Bit late, yeah. I knew that was once they didn't do it, I realized, oh, that's PC.
Everybody wants to turn back the clock. So,
Grab a hot chocolate, yes.
so Ethan, you can,
But yes, if you guys in the chat haven't noticed, even though I know a bit about the game, the person who knows everything about the game is Ross. So, if I ever say something stupid or absolutely wrong, or like I explained something but I don't know what, Ross probably knows. So I'm just saying that now. But yes, once the videotape has finished, they will go into the final house section of the game and start shooting bombs. The first few bombs you will shoot, but once you get to... Ooh. Had a duck there. Once you get to the last bomb in this area, or in this little starting area. I'm doing everything. That means a lot's coming from you, Ross, because you're like the encyclopedia of RE7. Down here, you're going to block the bomb. Doing this, it does stagger you, but it's quicker than having to crouch, it's quicker than trying to shoot it. So you just man up, block it, boom. Here, you're able to input the code. It is always the same code. Let's see if we get it right.
Fucking password, right?
Very good on Yossy there.
Why don't you try 0814?
Oh yeah, you also have to walk away first, because there's this giant metal death trap that comes swinging down trying to kill you.
No, it's 0514. Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, you gotta run through the barn first. Like, I know the game, I know what I'm supposed to say. I'm just forgetful. But this is the first key item dumping, because all the key items, more or less, you don't need anymore. A few of them you do, like you might need the spinny handle thing for the bridges later on, but that's way later on. That's like after a bit. The only key thing you need are the Albert to kill the enemies and infinite ammo, because nobody likes having to pick up ammo. Some people also do keep the running shoes, which does increase movement speed. But after you pick up the battery and you get into the machine, do all that stuff, and you get on an elevator, again, I said this earlier, one of the coolest parts of the speedrun is the fact that you get to menu and the world just continues to move and function around you. So as you're just chilling out in the elevator, you get to drop all your items, and it's important to do that because Lucas doesn't like items. Before you're allowed into the puzzle room, you have to have nothing in your inventory. So that's why they did that whole item dump before. They dump all the key items or items they're not allowed to just discard. And then while on the elevator, they'll discard New Game Plus items. All New Game Plus items will automatically be sent to item box. So it's totally safe to drop them. You're not going to lose them. You'll find them. You'll pick them up later.
Fuck you too.
Now once you're up here, you're supposed to find the code for the door, but again, it's the same code every single time, no matter what. So they're just gonna ignore it, go back down, input the key code, and since they have no items in their inventory, Lucas will let them into the ultimate puzzle, where everyone's a winner. And everyone gets cake. 1408. Nice. Perfect key inputs there on LP. Absolutely marvelous play. From here, gotta blow out the candle, and we gotta listen to Lucas talk, which is fun. Ooh, Yossy. Also, perfect key inputs. Yeah, nothing feels worse in a run than when you literally have to put in 4 digits and you mess that up somehow. Because that is something I do a lot. Because numbers are hard. But yeah, after listening to the monologue, you're gonna do this puzzle, but again, since we're speedrunners, we kind of ignore 80% of it. It's supposed to be a balloon thing or nails popping, something, I don't know. Whatever, you just burn the rope, and instead of being happy, you become a loser. Nice. But yes, the password's loser. We pick up the nozzle thing to turn off the water, and then we're gonna like Jack's birthday cake. Wrong code has gotta be the worst time. Yeah. The worst time is actually when you get the wrong code, and then you put in the wrong code again, and again, and then you lose like 30 seconds when you could have had a PB. I'm not speaking from personal experience here, I'm just saying, that can be a pretty bad time. Totally didn't happen to me before. But yes, happy bleeped out word birthday. And oh no, it explodes. I mean, at least there's only one bomb. There can't be a second bomb. Right? Oh god, there's a second bomb. So from here, gotta break down the board, put in the bomb. A cool little, neat little trick is you can actually just go slightly to the left. Ethan has this amazing ability where if you just stand slightly to the left, you won't be affected by an explosion. I think he's like explosion proof maybe? Because he's eaten like 3 bombs so far, but he's fine. We get the monkey piece, and this is our last, not our last, one of our last item pickups. From here we pick up all our key items, our little bridge lowering mechanism, bridge raising mechanism in this case, and we're gonna go to probably everyone's least favorite boss. This is the Jack 3. The Jack 3 fight is the fight every runner dreads. It is literally like just oof. So if you are in chat, pray for our runners to get good Jack RNG. Because even though there's a lot of ways to do this, and like there's a certain pattern that makes it super easy, Jack can decide, hey, I feel like wiggling my tail just a little bit more, or hey, I feel like climbing up the raptor. Just probably the hardest fight in the game. And the reason the fight is so hard is because you can shoot Jack's body, but it doesn't really do damage. I'm pretty sure it actually does no damage, to be totally honest. The main trick of the fight is to shoot him in the big glowing orange spot. Classic game design worked for the last 34 years. Just shoot the big glowing orange bit. Sounds easy, not so much when it's a giant wriggling ooze monster. Yes, make it or break it time. This is literally one of the last big time saves in the run. So if this fight goes very well,
do you have both ingredients?
It'll really show who is in the lead at this point.
If we make him fast enough.
My father and Lucas
And
are
also,
far away. He's coming.
this random second girl popped up. She's the one that's been talking to us on the phone. She's who cares? She has her own DLC. More or less, she tells you to use the serum on Jack, then she gets mad at you. So no one likes her, okay? She tells you to do something, and then she gets mad. No one likes her. That's pretty much her story arc. And here's Jack.
Hey, one of those.
So as you can see, giant, big, orange glowing eye. That is what our runners are aiming for. First shot in the face, then they will aim down the plank and get the stomach. Nice. Very good on LP. It's like a nice little choreographed fight. Once you get it down, it's going very good for LP though. It's hitting all the marks. Just one shot, but overall, this is like, they're both doing amazing well in this fight. Going for the tail. Just a shot, but still got it. LP got nice. And down. I gotta say, I think that was near perfect on both our runners. That was so an insanely clean fight. Like one minor shot missed there, but like for both our runners to get that fight down so perfectly, that is awesome job on both of them.
I've seen everything.
Unfortunately though, I think Yoshi needed LP to get a little bit of a slower fight on that to catch up a bit. It's still very close. It's still, like, it's literally seconds between each other. There are a few more skips, but this is probably the biggest time save, or the time changer for the two. But I gotta say, that's amazing that they're both doing so well. Yeah, great jack fight for both of you. I gotta say, it was insanely clean. So from here, it's more or less our last big, well, not last, but second to last big cutscene break. From here, we choose Mia because Mia is best girl.
There can't just be one.
And our runners get to have one last hot chocolate break, or practice calisthenics, or whatever they want to do.
It's fine.
It's just chill time. It's nice.
It was foolish thinking I could escape.
Nice, take a break.
Go. Both of you just go!
And again, that's one of the great things about this run. Even though the 2-minute intro kind of sucks, the fact that, like, during the run, you get, like, 2-3 minute breaks during it, it's just, it's nice. You get to chill. It's very, it's not as, like, intensive as, like, other runs where it's, like, 24/7 key inputs. You can take a break every so often. It's really nice. So from here, we are in the ship. This is the last big section of the game. And in this section, instead of playing as Ethan, we get to switch control over to Mia. And from here, you're supposed to learn about Mia's backstory and, like, why was she gone for all these years? Why is she in this crazy mess? Yada 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 yada. More or less, it's just story stuff, and no one cares about the story.
I know you've been through a lot.
We just gotta go speedy.
We need to talk.
We gotta go speed fast.
You had something to do with all this, didn't you?
Sleeping on Zoe?
Look.
I would say Zoe is best girl. Like, I liked Zoe's design a bit more, but
Honestly,
the fact that she gets mad at you after telling you to do something, kind of loses points there. But whatever.
Is that the boat? How the fuck did that get here?
But back to the run. So more or less in the section, you don't pick up a weapon, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, actually I shouldn't say that. You do pick up a weapon later on, but you don't really use the weapons in this section. The only weapon you really use is the bomb. And the bomb, we don't use it as a weapon. We use it as a glitch tool. And for the most part, it's probably one of the easiest tricks to learn. Like, it's a little hard at first to understand it, but again, it's like one of those tricks that, like, the first time, like, the one time you get the trick, you more or less just understand it, you know? You just place the bomb down, and you use it to skip some stuff. But more or less, our boats crash because Evie is a bit of a jerk. We gotta go through the whole crashed ship in the middle of Louisiana. Why there's a ship here? Not just a ship, but like an entire cruise ship or whatever. A freighter. It's just RE7 plot stuff, okay? But we're gonna go through here, pick up some items, and the first big trick is going to be during a flashback. So, in Mia's part, there's a bit of like flashback, flash forward kind of stuff. And during the flashback section, you get to do a skip. Well, kind of a skip. And again, Ross, if you are in the chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But you get to skip by going into the kitchen. You open the door, and if you time it correctly, or if you move in the correct position, you're able to leave out of a room before a cutscene trigger activates. Not really a cutscene, but it locks your character animation. Now this character animation locks you, it means you can't open doors, you can't interact with the world or do anything. But if you're able to get this skip, you're able to open the door and just continue running on. So you're able to get to the next area quicker. Really big time save on that. But as you can see, this is our first like flashback going, oh, there's something crazy happening. What is going on? Oh no, we made an evil bioweapon. What a surprise. But yeah, the hatch will open, you'll drop down. It's not until the next big flashback, or like when you're actually playing in the past.
We need some weapons. Is there any weapons on this ship? I don't know. Look, let's go this way. Maybe we can get out of here.
Dropping down. And more or less this first section, there isn't too much outside of like pathing. And that is actually a key part of this entire run. With the pathing of this game, trying to cut corners as smoothly as you can, even though it only saves like even like milliseconds at most, the cleaner your pathing is, the better your run is. Like even just having near perfect pathing can in the long term, over the course of the run, save you easily like 10-20 seconds. Just like with all the corners you have to turn and whatnot. The run? Well, there's two ways to do the skip. A lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot because I don't know who, but you can do it with the shoes or without the running shoes. Now, the running shoes are one of the New Game Plus items that you can get, which allows you to just, you know, run, move faster. So having those items equipped makes it a tad bit easier to do the trick, but it does come at the cost of you having to go to the item box earlier than you normally would. So it kind of changes pathing a bit, but picking up the running shoes does make the trick a little bit more consistent.
You said we could be a family.
But for the most part, picking up the fuse, going up to the upper levels, and this is where the flashback should happen. If I remember correctly. And again, not running the game for 8 months, I'm more or less winging this, so I might be a little off on like the correct order of events. But yeah, no, okay. Whew, I was right. So VHS, going to the past, and this is where we actually get our gun for Mia. And again, not really going to use our gun too much. Ironically, Mia gets her own cool sub-weapons, or her own weapons in the game. But again, since we are playing in New Game Plus, we have access to the Albert, which is the second strongest gun in the game. I believe the Magnum is actually a couple points of damage higher, but unfortunately the process to get the Magnum requires you to get like all the old coins lying around, and the amount of time it takes to do that is like not worth it. Yes, Alan, Alan, my boy. Oh, Alan, with his tummy ache. But yes, from here we're just gonna go, even though somehow we're in the past, we're gonna take Ethan weapon in the future, which is the Albert.
Alan, you're getting worse.
From here, this is where the whole kitchen skip happens.
Too far gone anyway.
Also, I highly doubt either of the runners will do it, but it'd be massive YOLO swag, and I bet Yoshi might do it, is the ship out of bounds.
Serves me right.
Anybody in the RE7 community
It's my fault she got out.
that knows about the ship out of bounds
It is your fault.
knows it is nothing but a hyper
That
meme.
you die.
It is like 10th tier meme that will never happen,
It's part of her imprinting protocol.
but everyone hoped it
You
wouldn't,
believe this is
and it
happening.
didn't. But more or less, there's this really obscure
It has her tissue samples.
glitch where when you first go into the elevator, oh right, there's a run happening. LP got the perfect skip. I'm like sidetracked, but LP got the skip perfectly there, nicely done. Yoshi's about to hit it. let's see. But yeah, as you see the little wasp thing, that's Mia talking to Alan. If you're able to get the skip, then you don't have to have your wrist up and get tired. And ooh, perfectly got it. Nice job, both of you. After you do that skip, you go back to the item chest, grabbing your New Game Plus stuff. And from here, you're going down the elevator. But you see that molded that LP just killed. For the ship out of bounds, what you're supposed to do is like kill the molded in a specific way, and then the molded will knock you out of bounds on the elevator. And then from there you like drop down the floor too. And it's a bunch of really stupid stuff that no one ever wanted to do. Cause like literally the only way to do the glitch was to get the molded to die with a specific death animation, which is stupid. So that's why no one wanted it to be a thing, and thankfully it never became a thing. But as they're going through the bottom section of the ship, they're gonna pick up a bomb. From here, you see LP dropping the bomb slightly after he walks through the door. After this next little cutscene bit, what's gonna happen is you're supposed to get this text dialogue bit where Alan's talking about him dying or whatever. No one cares what Alan has to say. You go back through this area, and you're going to trigger the bomb right as you're approaching the door. This causes Mia's character model to stumble. Because normally when you're taking a call from Alan, your body locks up in like fear because his voice is so terrifying or something. So you're not able to interact with the world. But by triggering the explosion, your body stumbles forward, and you're actually able to open the door with your face. Like Mia will just face plant into the door and open it, and that's pretty much the trick. So as you see, LP perfectly shoving his face in the door, smashing it open.
Baby, wait!
It's a very odd thing, I guess, because
Yes,
it's just because the character stumbles. That's
She's making
why.
more friends, Alan. Those
But,
babies are everywhere.
Yeah, let's see if Yoshi has the face steel to break open the door.
Okay.
And boom, perfect. That giant Yoshi nose helps so much in this trip. Gives a lot of cushion so she doesn't hurt very much. But you run past the ship again and just go up the elevator. From here, you will go to the very top of the ship, and more or less that's the last section of the ship. Alan is the worst? True that. Also, hi Mark. But yes, this is the last section of the ship pretty much, or the last section of the past of the ship. From here, they will get the fuse, I want to say? I don't know, memory's foggy here. But getting the last few items, once we complete the past of the ship, we're going to go into the present of the ship.
System has been engaged.
Oop, LP missing one little shot there, that's unfortunate. And again, most of the time you don't think about the enemies too much, because with the Albert, one headshot instantly kills them. Like one shot to the head just kills them. So more or less, you don't care too much about enemies. But if you do miss the shot, you're just awkwardly bumping into them. So going to the top, LP doing good. Here's the last time we will ever see Alan. He's got a bit of that tummy ache going on. Alan is just not looking good. I don't think Alan's gonna make it. Don't want to give spoiler warnings, but I don't think he's gonna make it here.
How did you get here?
But from here, it's the last little section of the ship. Yoshi showing her affection for Alan by shooting him in the face a few times. That RNG manipulation.
That's a good thing we're already dying.
Don't say that.
She trusts you.
Ooh, Alan.
That little bitch.
Do not bark on my Jay's dog.
Evie,
Come on.
Evie.
Alan,
I didn't mean to
listen.
call you
But yeah.
that.
She's trying to take control.
Alan dies, and
Have
it
to
turns out
fight
like,
her.
oh, Evie, she's like plain crazy. Very crazy. So we're trying to like just go through the whole section.
Stop! Stop right now!
Funny enough, one little part of this is, if you remember back like an hour ago, where we had that whole beautiful 2-minute intro cutscene. Beautiful. That's actually Mia's message to us that she would record right now. So normally you would like, while exploring, you'd see that laptop over there. You need to go, hey, I want to call my hubby and say, don't find me, which is really weird. But, and the fact that we skip that, we technically don't ever send that message, and so we cause a paradox to happen, and then the whole universe implodes. Not really, but it's a weird part of the game. Loads. But yeah, that's the last bit of the section, going from the past to the present. And unfortunately, we're stuck with Mia with no weapons. Because, oddly enough, she doesn't take the weapons into the future. Yeah. Trunks comes and Cell absorbs Eevee and Goku goes into Super Saiyan 4.5. Ugh. RE7. Weirdest game. I'm not gonna lie. Again, one of the key things, I love people who run on console. I love you, Yoshi and LP and Ross, but those load times, they hurt the soul, man. Oof. I mean, I guess it's just another check mark on PC Master Race. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But no, in all honesty, if you want to run on console, good for you. I mean, for the most part, console world record is minimally behind PC. Because, thankfully for the RE7 community, we run with in-game time, not real-life time. So, no matter how many times you pause, no matter how long your load time is, we do in-game time, so it doesn't matter. So, another plus for the RE7 speedrun. So from here, this is our last little bit with Mia. Since we have explored the ship, we kind of know where a lot of stuff is. We go to the captain's deck, get a key item of something. I don't know. Ooh, crap. That was my cat. But, we're gonna go back down the elevator, and then get Alan. No, Alan's dead. Alan's way dead. I mean, Ethan. We don't want Alan anymore. We're gonna save Ethan. More or less, once we go back to the bottom of the ship, we're gonna save Ethan, and then go to probably one of the coolest sections of the game. Though, I don't know, I think it's kind of 50-50. Like, a lot of people don't like the salt mines because there's a couple moments of it. But I personally think it's one of the coolest parts. Because the salt mine has a little combination of like movement stuff, enemy, like accuracy. It's cool. Trying to keep family friendly. Yep, that is exactly why you have not heard me curse. I'm not a heavy cursor, but that's why I'm saying things like, gosh darn it, snickerdoodle, oh, fudge. And that is why Ross is not allowed to be a commentator because of his Scottish descent. I'm sorry, Ross. It's just the way it is. But here we have Crawler. Ooh, Yoshi got hit by it. That is unfortunate. That is like one of the worst enemies in the game. It's hard to dodge it, but And from here, you also see that little pink canister that I completely ignored and forgot to talk about earlier, because I was talking probably about random stuff. That is like an acid vial used to unlock the doors. From here, they're gonna get the last little computer cable thing that's gonna allow them to use the elevator, which allows them to go downstairs to see our husbando Ethan. We will save him, and then we'll save the world. So far, looking good on MP. Not getting hit or body blocked by enemies. And again, because we don't have a gun here, and we could pick up, I think you can pick up a weapon, but we don't. Getting body blocked is a very common occurrence. Like the one molded LP just walked past, sometimes blocks the door, and then it's like, hey, I lost my PV. But thankfully that hasn't happened to either of our runs, so yay. Elevator has been fixed, going down these stairs. Yoshi, not, ooh, that was a little scary there. But, yep, neither of our runners getting body blocked. And, yeah. So far, the only last bit of time save is probably going to be in the salt mine. The salt mine is more or less like the most run and gun part of the game, because you're constantly just moving forward and trying to headshot every enemy. But for here, running past our last big fatty boy, going to save Ethan, and then we will gain control of Ethan. Oh, also, there's a whole story thing here where, like, for some weird reason, like, since we're in the mold, we can talk to Jack, who's technically dead, but his consciousness is still in the mold somehow. And it's probably one of the best parts, like, narratively wise, it's one of the best parts of the game. It makes no sense why Jack is here. Or Mia. I mean, I don't know. But it really makes them sympathetic characters, and it's one of the reasons that this game is, like, so awesome. It really shows that these aren't just bad guys. These were nice people. These were good guys. But a little bit of black mold in the kitchen, you know, and boom. A little bit of black mold, a little evil sociopathic girl. Just gotta be careful, you know. When you see a crashed freighter in the middle of Louisiana, don't pick up a little girl, you know. If you see a little girl just lying around, don't pick her up, okay?
Now, what did she do?
That's my advice for you.
She infected us with her gift. That's what she calls it.
But yeah, this is our last big break.
Get a busted out tank in the bayou. Everything changed after that.
Our last big break, our last resting bit for the runners. Hopefully they've had all the hot chocolate and whatnot that they needed. Because this is nothing but go time. Nothing but running. Nothing but going for the gold.
Soul. You can't fight back. You are connected to her.
And I believe,
can't resist
again, I don't know if this is true. I'm pretty sure this is true for the console. But
you're a different person.
This is going to be the last big reset. And this is probably the biggest reset in the entire run. Because at the beginning of Salt Mine, I shouldn't say at the beginning, but this is the last big reset in the run that resets your movement speed as a character. And it's probably one of the most insane parts, or like the most blatant shifts in speed. Because in the earlier like resets to get your character speed up, it feels like it's a little faster, like maybe 1 or 2 points up. But like the very first time you ever do Salt Mine reset, you're gonna feel like you're going from a turtle up to Sonic speeds, you know, like going supersonic racing up Salt Mine. And so it's really cool. It's really fun. I love this part. A lot of people kind of dread salt mine, but I like it. Just because ever since I learned that trick, I thought it was cool. Because it came down to like a lot of skill in terms of character movement and just accuracy with your weapon. You also get the grenade launcher, which is like awesome. So yeah, we're entering the last section. This is the last kind of slow part. You're going to be taking control of Ethan now and walking through some disgusting swamp water.
Here and find her. Here, take this.
What? Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Saving your life. You need to go. I won't be able to resist.
Bet the swamp water is tasty. It is probably the best water if you want to get that little bit of extra Cajun spice on your crawdads, you know. Some of that good old Louisiana cooking.
Okay, you bitch.
What did I even say there? Did I say Louisiana? What did I mean? And again, I am not a professional commentator by any means, so the fact that I am losing my voice, if you haven't noticed the voice cracks, and the very awkward, weird words I'm using, I am slowly losing my mind. And you too can lose your mind running this game if you go over to the RE7 Discord, where you'll find amazing runners like Yoshi, LP, ZGL, Marforia, Ross, Dust, Horda Speed Games, all sorts of great people. Come join the Discord. Super friendly community, always willing to teach new people. Ironically, I'm saying that when probably 90% of the people here are part of it. But yes, from here, we're doing our last big item pickup, getting all our New Game Plus items and the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher, unfortunately, is only used once or twice, depending on the runner. More or less just to stall a fat molded at the very end of the salt mine, so that we can climb the snake eater ladder. And again, the cool thing about the game, getting to use the menu while the elevator's going. Oh, such a good design. When will they add it to RE2 Remake? Never. But oh well. As you probably saw a puff of smoke from LP right there, he actually snipes out one of the tripwire mines. And that's because, I mean, you're waiting in an elevator, what else are you gonna do? Shoots the mine, goes right past the molded, after shooting it, of course. And from here, just a little bit of juking and dodging, and a 5Ds of dodgeball, duck, dive, dip, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Whatever. And just going up to push the minecart. From here, one more mine he has to shoot. Trip mine. And oh, look, we gave a little molded, nice little shove down. Nice little shove. From here, we're gonna get the last antidote, I believe. Or the last cure, which will allow us to defeat the final boss. Yoshi getting through perfectly also. Sniping out the landmine. Yep. I keep calling it different things. The trip mine. Snipes it out perfectly, and getting that serum. And LP is go. From here is going to be the big reset. So once he gets about through this part, but the next little cave opening, he will get the last retry reload and get just the most insane speed boost. Like if you play through the game casually, it feels like it takes 2 hours to get through here. But as soon as he retries, he's gonna go straight from 0 to Mach 7. Unfortunately, no matter how well you retry, you still have that console load. But look at him, zoom on guy, just insane speed boost. It's like literally Ethan's been crawling the entire game and now he's like running. But the big thing of this section is literally keep running forward and get really good accuracy. This is probably the most accuracy-intensive part of the game, just because you want to get a headshot on every enemy you pass. Because, see, even getting one missed headshot, you do lose a bit of time. Though it is very common, some people use the Albert, Yoshi is deciding to use the grenade launcher. Both very viable. Though the one thing with the grenade launcher is the fact that it is AoE, so even if you do miss, you will automatically kill them. But again, with the enemy spawning, still miss. So, she did get through, got hit also. I think both are about hide. LP was able to get up the Snake Eater ladder perfectly. Fat molded, no problem for Yoshi. And oh look! We're back in the guest house, everyone's least favorite part. This is the last, like, 5 minutes of the run. I want to say both our runners have just done a fantastic time, fantastic job this entire run. From here, we will see who the true villain of the entire game was. And we saw on the ship, oh, Evie is evil. Oh, she's controlling all the people. But as it turns out, it's really not a little girl who's creepy and trying to copy. Oh my god, I forgot the name of the girl. Dang it. That one girl from the game. Wow, I forgot. I was gonna make a sick reference there, and I totally forgot the name.
Didn't mean to hurt me.
Kill him, Mommy.
But no, we're gonna go to the attic, find the true villain. That was a sick reference, right? I totally nailed it.
It fucking hurts!
Does it want to be my daddy?
Oh my god, it's Fear. I can't remember. The girl from Fear.
Now it's
Whatever.
Mommy's turn to
You all know who I'm
kill
talking
you.
about. Alma. That's it. Thank you, Ross. See? Ross. The ultimate encyclopedia of every horror game ever.
They're gonna be one of us.
You get up to the attic, and you get blasted with psychic waves from Evie. You do want to time your blocks with the psychic pulses. There's actually a trick where you can use, if you saved one of the remote bombs, to blast yourself through one of her psychic waves. But LP going through it perfectly, getting only one shockwave. And oh no, it turns out our little evil girl is actually like 1,000-year-old evil girl. Because of science. Oh yeah, I know you started a few seconds behind, so it's technically still up in the air. What we're actually going to use to verify who wins is in-game time, I believe. So once we see at the very end, we will check in-game time. They're both doing 0D, so we don't have to add or subtract any time, so we'll have to wait till the very, very end to see who wins. And this is the final boss of the game. A giant freaky face. More or less, you're just gonna shoot it, cut it, whatever you need to do, just get rid of the face. Once that happens, you'll get knocked to the ground, and find a gun that has been gifted to us by Chris Rescue. The Albert, which is ironically the gun we've been using the entire time. Thanks, Chris. But yeah, you're gonna get the actual Albert from the game and just shoot Evie in the face a few times, and that'll be it. So yeah, a couple little bashes here and there. Big explosion, big scary mouse noises. That's one Smixy face. Yes. I think she's available. If anyone's wondering, Evie is probably available at this moment. Though I probably would recommend not doing it because last time I checked, she was a really young child. She looks old. She might look like a 9-year-old woman, but really young at heart. So probably don't want to do that. So LP has got a gun, finishing up, and his finishing time was 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 16 seconds, which is actually a pretty solid time. I think it's a couple minutes lower than his personal best, but overall, solid time. Yoshi probably gonna finish up in a couple seconds. But again, this is, I'm saying what the real IRL time is. And we decide the race winner by in-game time. So, LP, 1 hour, 30 minutes. That is a solid time. I think that's actually, might be on par with his Yoshi's in-game time, 1 hour 34 minutes. But the in-game time, drumroll please. Tied, 1:30:11. Really? Wow. That is... that is unexpected. It's a world first at Speedrun Archive, or Speedrunners Arena. Yes, a nice quick rematch to see who really wins. But yes, if either of you want to come in and do a quick interview, because turns out everyone's a winner today. Everyone wins. And your controller just died. Perfectly timed. But yeah, congrats to both our runners. Insanely played race. Like, literally, next to perfect play on both the runners' part. Oops. I gotta wait for 1 second to see for them to give permissions to speak in the channel. I joined too early. But yeah, I mean, overall, that was a insane race. Okay. We got both of you guys in here, so again, congratulations, guys. That was an awesome race. Just well done for both of you.
Thank you.
So, I have to say, Yoshi, I know you had probably a little harder of a time. At what point did you feel like you were like getting back into the groove, like getting back on a good par time?
After the Marge 2. Sorry to get back to normal.
Yeah, that was a very clean fight, because you got her knight trapped in that corner there.
Yeah. Can't believe we tied.
And you didn't get out of bounds, which is even more insane.
Yeah, because that out of bounds is an automatic, like, almost 30 seconds. Somewhere around there, like, time save.
Technically, Yossy won, let's be real.
So, LP, how did you feel going through the race? Was there any part that you felt you could have done better, or that you're, like, really happy you got down?
Marge 2 was a bit of a problem. I got her to do something I like to dub kickies, where she lands on her back and kicks. I kind of messed that up. So that definitely could have been better. I mean, little mistakes. I'm known to make a lot of little mistakes. I didn't save this time, which was good. but Jack 3 was really good. Oh, Jack 1, that was a huge one. Missing that opening, yeah, missing that shot really stunk.
Yeah, but I would say that Jack 3 fight, that was actually really clean. How you did that.
Thank you. I was happy with that one.
Yeah.
The fact that Yas caught up that quickly is insane. Like, Yossy is insane.
Yeah, if you kill Jack, I always recommend to just do it the old way instead of just going back and try to wake him up.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say, yeah, don't try to wake him up, because clearly you can come back from it insanely.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, since we tied, do you guys want to do a quick rematch?
Yeah, define quick.
It's like
another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess that means we're gonna have to at some point.
We can like reschedule one.
Yeah, I'm down.
But no, again, awesome race. Is there anything else you guys want to put out there, or like, actually, I know you both have your own Twitch channels, just in case anyone hasn't heard it. You want to advertise yourselves?
Sure, mine's
sure.
Yeah, mine's twitch.tv/LPsoldier0303 and subscribe to Yossy.
Yeah, mine's just YossyHop. The only one.
Yes, subscribe to both of them. They both have awesome, cute emotes. And they're both insanely talented runners.
Thank you.
For the most part, all this, again, for anyone watching, was for preparation as like a show match before the big RE7 tournament that's coming up soon. And when was the date for that exactly?
July 1st.
July 1st. And I'm pretty sure, actually, Yoshi, it was you who actually set up this entire tournament and got like everyone going for this.
Yeah, I want to say that having Yossy do this tournament has like lit a fire under so many runners, and it's so good to see like so many people in the community like coming back to like coming in together and cheering each other on and you know, helping each other out. It's been really good so far leading up to it, and I for one am like super excited for this tournament.
Yeah, there's been so many new PBs.
Yeah.
More submissions in the queue for speedrun.com. If anybody wants to run this game, you just join our Discord. We'll be happy to help you out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just gotta say, it's really like just rebooted the community, because once RE2 came out, it kind of dried out a bit, but
yeah,
the tournament, just everyone's like, hey, this is the new speed game of 2019 again. So,
I agree.
Yeah, thank you again. Again, LPsoldier0303. Follow him, subscribe to him on Twitch, and YossyHop also on Twitch. Username same as the profile. Oh, thank you for linking it. Follow them, subscribe to them. Both awesome runners, awesome people, and they are both running in the tournament July 1st.
And good job on the commentary, Briar.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
did really well.
Thank you. Not gonna lie, a little nervous. I ran out of water.
It was too at first.
I started cracking.
It didn't show, don't worry.
But yeah. If there's anything else you guys want to do or say to anyone, I'm gonna head out because I gotta get food.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I think that just about covers it. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see ya.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you all. Later.